And welcome back, everyone. Welcome for our third broadcast of the day, or I guess technically the first broadcast of today, as it is 6 a.m. in the land of Australia. Welcome to Berserker Team League Valhalla Season 5, week or round number 7. I'm, of course, your host, Light VIP. With me, I'm going to be joined by the one, the only, the casting jersey herself, Soon TM, as we are getting our lobby up and running. Oh boy, and yeah, it is great to be back here. Great to be back for another week of BTL. Oh boy, as as I'm going to need a bit of a moment here to make sure everything gets ready. Kuro will be joining me shortly. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to get things underway. But yes, we are up against InFernales eSports, a very strong team, a very powerful team, a team that originated as more of a Latin American team, but as of these past couple of months, as of this past year, has kind of become a little bit of a different team. They have become more of a European team. Very interesting kind of twist of fate here between our kind of sister teams in a way. You know, used to be Latin American, now much more European centric instead. Oh boy. But yes, as we do wait for our casters to show up, our lovely co-casters, we I guess have a little bit of a moment to have a look at the lineups here. As you can see, this is going to be a best of 5 with best of 1s kind of thrown into the mix as well. Solid pro league format. We're going to be starting off with a bit of a TVP here, Dolan versus PAPI. Then delving into a little bit of a ZVT with Erik versus CuKu. TBT, I know Kuro is going to be excited about that. Vindicta versus Hopt. We have, unfortunately, a forfeit in the 4th slot, as none of the other Ducklings are available here against Spazzy Mazzy. So InFernales will get a default win, and then if we go to the ace match, we will be going into Cosmic Sapphire. As if my co-caster is here, you're muted, papi.
So,
oh, welcome back. Welcome.
My PC crashed, and then I restarted it, and now Blizzard says the Battle.net update agent went to sleep, attempting to wake it up.
Nice. Oh god. Hopefully things are resolved and you're able to join us. We'll see. Worst comes to worst, I can always just stream my POV to Discord, and then we can make do with that instead. But yes, for the time being, welcome, Kuro, welcome to the stream.
I mean, I'm semi on the stream, but yeah.
Yeah, we haven't casted in a while. I think our last cast was the last BTL, so it's been a little bit. Again, we did take a little bit of a break here these past week, but now we're back to full-time casting mode, basically. Just casting as much as we can. Oh boy.
So, Light, I have bad news for you. I think my Blizzard agent has sleep as hard as Patimac.
shaking my head. So because of that, we may just begin regardless. I mean, again, I can always stream my POV to Discord, so it shouldn't be the biggest of deals. We can make do with what we got, so it's okay. But yes, welcome, Kuro, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, hello there, guys. Long time no see, I guess. I mean, we casted last week, right? We were casting the BTL matches last week as well. Seems like I am the current caster for the team leagues, for the BTLs, because they are in the more European friendly time zone.
Yeah. I mean, I was going over all the matchups earlier. I was going through them one by one. Again, unfortunately, we do have a bit of a forfeit towards the end on Data C. So InFernales eSports are going to start with a 1-0 here. But we can obviously make up for that with the rest of our players that are present, that are ready for this. Ooh, as we are going to be starting our first series of the day. PAPI versus Dolan. Good
I
boy.
think you're gonna have to screen share for me. It's not waking up.
That's
I would have
fine.
tried restarting it.
That's fine. I was hoping you were present in the call. Aye. So yeah, it's all good. We can make do here instead. I think I'm going to turn off my cam, at least for the stream, just because I know the overlays do get messed up once we do screen share. But yes, we are going to be starting with our first matchup, and it is going to be on Tropical Sacrifice.
Ooh. Interesting. I was just gonna say, I think if you set your Discord call to not show non-video participants, I think it doesn't show the live stream, but I'm not entirely sure. But I guess I'm gonna have to go off the feed for the time being.
This it does not work, unfortunately. Yeah. So, unfortunately, I won't have my cam showing here. I guess I may as well just turn it off for the time being until the issues are resolved. But here we go. We are going to be loading into our first best of one of the series.
Indeed, we are, and we have a player that you're a great fan of, right?
I am a big fan of Dolan. Yes.
Or say, both Dolan and PAPI, who, as we know, is one of the emotes on live stream.
Yes, I talk about him all the time. We got a lot of love here for PAPI, but unfortunately, he happens to be playing for the opposing team. Shaking my head. Oh boy, so we are going to be getting into quite a matchup indeed here. And here we go. We are loading on in. Best of 5. Vámonos.
Yes, and we are now spawned into the Tropical Sacrifice, looking at the bottom left corner, looking at the blue Terran player representing the CranKy Ducklings and the United States. It is the Danger Dolan.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the Polish Protoss player himself, representing InFernales eSports. It's the Red Protoss. It is PAPI.
Right. I have more bad news for you.
What's up?
The screen share is so pixelated, I can barely tell what's going on. I cannot read the production tab. Oh my god.
That's fine. No. That's fine. You have to rely on your intuitions and rely on what you can make out for yourself. So yes, we are getting into our first game. And honestly, I'm pretty content with how things have turned out. Dolan is kind of known for his TVP, as we have seen week after week in WTL, causing a couple of upsets here. He almost 2-0'd down, if you recall, in WTL as well. So yeah, this is kind of what we wanted.
Yeah. Like that was actually really like close series for Dolan when he was playing against Zan of all people, and he did get one game off him. So in the end, it was a pretty nice result. But we'll see what he's gonna go for this time. Like, he's not proxying. He is one fond of proxies, but not this time. But he might still be aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. Like, as we get into this Team League match, Dolan is, of course, the brain or the head of Voltron. He has been dubbed by the people. And likewise, he has a lot of different builds here in TVP. As we saw, he did go for a 2-gas opener. He went for the full wall off as well. So looking at the vision of PAPI, he wasn't able to get into the main base. He doesn't really know what Dolan is up to right now. He can deduce that it's going to be double gas, but as we can see, or as Kuro can attempt to see, we did end up pulling out of gas here from Dolan, so he is going to be actually going for a faster base.
I feel like attempt to see is pretty accurate here. I cannot read anything. I can see the SCVs, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, see, the thing about Dolan is, as you said, he is the brain. Like you never know what he's actually going for. Where like, I almost want to say that they are like him and Vindicta are two sides of the same coin. Where Vindicta is more like, you know, very like steady, like very like good macro, you know, like strong, like just general. I don't know. I don't want to say knowledge, but like just, you know, strong mechanics and so on. Meanwhile, Dolan is more like, you don't know what's coming. Like, it can always be something else because he's the one like coming up with all of these builds.
Yeah, exactly. He can be that much more tricky as a result. Meanwhile, it looks like the building SV is going to go down, so a great pickup here from PAPI, going to be able to delay that CC. But yeah, just a really interesting opener, all things considered. Dolan kind of playing with the meta a little bit, just because double gas openers are so common, but kind of faking it out in the end. Meanwhile, across the map, we do see PAPI did open up, not with the Twilight Council, but instead he went for that Stargate.
Yeah, and an Oracle is coming, but at the same time, Dolan is moving out with his Hellions, and there is a wall, there is an Adept in the wall as well, and some pros being prepared, but can he go through?
Oh, he can, as he does knock the Adept out of said wall. The Oracle did stay at home, so the Oracle is going to be able to clean this up in the end. Before that happens, a couple of probes are going to be roasted. I say a couple, it looks like 3 in the end.
Yeah, the Oracle does clean it up nicely, but 3 probes is not bad, but I feel like for this number of units, it's not ideal. Like, maybe it would be nice if Dolan could also get the scout of the main base to make sure what is going on exactly, but I mean, it is what it is. He got something at least.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And now, yeah.
I'm sure he was hoping for a Twilight Council opener instead of a Stargate. Because of that, the Oracles were able to clean everything up, and now it's going to be PAPI's turn to go for a bit of a counterattack. Nothing too fancy. Again, these are upgradeless Adepts, but he's expanding behind this, and Dolan is going to be a little bit on the back foot.
Yeah, he did. And the Oracles are now coming to Dolan's base. And is he ready for this defense? I mean, he has a tank, but tank doesn't help against Oracles.
Yeah, he's only got a handful of Marines, and there are not enough Marines to deal with these Oracles. You have to stay shaded as well. The boys are pulled, but the tank is going to go down. Unfortunately, the Viking and the Cyclone were out of position. They were in the main base, not at the natural. And, ooh, 5 SCVs. God, 5 SCVs go down.
5 LCVs, so more than he did on the other side of the map, and he did lose the tank as well, so now, you know, his base is that much less protected. And, I mean, where does Dolan go from here now?
Yeah, the biggest issue here is that the tank did go down, so any kind of tank push that he wanted to work towards is going to be delayed. We can see that he's transitioning into more of a 3-racks oriented build, and because that, he's going to be waiting a little bit longer for his upgrades to finish up. You know, we have Stim on the way, we should be having combat shields, there's +1. Because we only have 1 engineering bay, this does kind of lean towards the idea that he wants to go for a timing attack. He doesn't necessarily want to go for a longer macro game.
I mean, that definitely sounds like something Dolan would do. He's definitely one fond of all of the timing attacks. And we will see if he's successful. For now, he's finding this Oracle, and he may actually take one of them.
Yeah, not bad here. Does shut down one of those Oracles in the middle of the map. Meanwhile, back at home, looking at the tech, after that Stargate opener with the double Oracle, we do have our Forge, we have our Twilight Council, Templar Archives is going to be on the way, so Chargelot Archon is going to be the composition of choice. We can also go into Storm from here if PAPI chooses to.
Definitely. And it looks like he will? Question mark? Is that a Templar Archives that I see?
Yes, Templar Archives is on the way in the main base.
Like this spiky object of the production tab. Is that the Templar Archives?
It is the Templar Archives. Interesting choice here from Dolan. We have an armory on the way and a couple of Widow Mines as well. It's quite delayed. Don't get me wrong, but Dolan, yeah, he's gonna go for a Widow Mine drop.
I mean, hey, the tricky thing about this is that nobody expects it this late, right? The trouble is this Oracle, if it sees it... Oh, he's hiding it, he's sneaking in.
Yeah, he's trying to sneak it, but the Oracle is here. It looks like the Widowmine drop is going to go directly past this Oracle, and it will be scouted by PAPI. PAPI thankfully doesn't have any Blink Stalkers here. That's not kind of the tech that he went for, so he's not going to be able to completely shut this down, but there we go. We have a couple of Stalkers being morphed in. We have cannons, we have shield batteries. He's preparing for the drop.
That he is, and Storm is on the way as well, so soon that will be also helping with all of this bio that Dolan has prepared.
Yeah.
So once again, he is in a bit of a trouble here.
Yeah, Dolan is pretty all in with this, and Storm is more than halfway done. We're going to be having a revelation on the army, so PAPI sees everything. At the same time, Widowmine drop is going to slip into the main base to try and distract his opponent, but again, because of the cannon, there is detection for these Widowmines.
Yeah, they may not even unload, but it looks like they will. But how much damage can they actually get?
One Widowmine shot's going to go off at the same time. Massive Zelarama here at the natural base. Widowmines, do a little bit of friendly fire. And this is actually forcing Dolan a little bit back.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to go back to actually defend these SCVs, but I mean, does he have the time to do so? Because, you know, PAPI's base is barely harassed. He is losing 4 probes total, but that's not a lot for 4 Widowmines.
Yeah, it's not a lot. Meanwhile, these Widowmines are being cleaned up. We have mobile detection available for PAPI. We have Storm as well. How many Storms do we have? We have 3 Storms here for PAPI. Dolan has to be so careful. He's so bunched up. Oh.
Ooh, straight into the Storms. Very unfortunate for the Bio army. He's still standing. There's still some units left, but the numbers went down so quickly.
GG gets called, and PAPI will take the first game, or I guess the second game here for InFernales eSports. A little bit of a rough start there for Dolan. Trying to, or at least again, when it came to his opener, it was completely shut down by those oracles. He gambled a little bit, hoping for a Twilight Council, rolled the dice a little bit wrong there, and that counterattack was really brutal as well.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Dolan there. I mean, yeah, he look, he had some good ideas, but unfortunately, like not against what he ended up going. So yeah, just didn't work out for him. Like, these oracles were really a nuisance, especially since even when he was trying to send the drop, like the oracles were scouting the drop. So like even later in the game, they were like a trouble for him, and yeah, in the end, it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out in the end, but all hope is not lost, because we have plenty of other players here ready and waiting to dive in. We're going to be heading over to the land of the North Americas for the remainder of our games, and we are going to be getting into our ZVT.
Oh, nice. We're seeing a Erik.
Oh yes, we are. We're getting ready for Erik versus CuKu, which is again a little bit of a brutal matchup, just because I want to say that CuKu is the ace player of InFernales eSports. I was watching their series against CSO eSports, and CuKu did come out as their ace player there as well. So a very high profile, or a very young up and coming player. It's really cool to see him supported by InFernales.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he was also supported by the Rotis team as well, so very, really nice to see that. He also know that he likes proxy raxing from a tournament we casted before.
Yes, proxy raxing in TVT. Bear that in mind. Yeah. Oh god. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was honestly hoping for maybe Vindicta to go up against CuKu. I was gonna try and line that up a little bit. Instead, it's going to be Erik, which is both a blessing and a curse. Erik isn't necessarily known for his macro play against a Terran player, more known for his aggression, and Moondance does, I don't know, there are certain features of Moondance that,
oh my god, it's Moondance.
yeah, favor aggression, but also favor a more defensive play as well.
Do you think Erik will try to proxy hatch a Terran?
Yes.
There you go. It is the map.
There you go. Meanwhile, I'm gonna try and restart the stream here on Discord, so hopefully things can be a little bit better. What if I lower the frame rate? We'll see how things go. As we're just getting our lobby up and running. Oh boy.
My Blizzard agent did not wake up.
Nice.
I mean, it's not nice, but
yeah, it's nice to get some updates. Thank you. Keep us updated on that when you can.
I honestly don't think it's gonna get better. That's the sad part.
Yeah, hopefully it isn't an issue that persists into other days and other broadcasts.
I don't know. Is Romsley with us?
Yeah, Romsley's casting in Spanish.
Hey, we did rate him earlier today.
Yeah. He was thanking us for the raid. He was like, "Thank you, Papi." Thank you. I was like, "Oh, it's all good. So Romsley is casting in Spanish, of course he is. Looks like we are going to be beginning our game here. Latin America up against Europe.
Indeed it is, and on Mundans of all maps. So as we said, it's highly likely that Erik will go for some proxy hatches, but we'll find out. And what type of proxy hatch it may be as well.
We shall see, because why don't you introduce our CranKy Duckling?
Hold on. Here, in the top left corner of Mundans, we have the player representing the CranKy Ducklings, representing Brazil. And his name stands for endurance, righteousness, intellect, kangaroo. It is Erik.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Moondance, we have the Romanian Terran player representing InFernales eSports. It is CuKu.
And to my surprise, there's no proxy hatches.
Yeah, Erik doesn't want to be too predictable here, and I'm really curious to see how he plays this out. And if he's familiar with CuKu. Like, CuKu is he's kind of more of a recent rising star in the scene as, oh my god, he's even opening up double gas?
I mean, sure, why not?
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I mean...
Wait, do you think this was a mistake then?
Yeah, like double gas openers are not a thing in this matchup, so I'm really confused as to why. It's not like a ZVT. Like there's no
Exactly.
extractor trick, like it didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, it's not like you can extract the trick with Terran, but apparently CuKu tried.
I have to assume that for a moment he thought that Erik was a Protoss player.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. Or maybe he just, didn't think about the opponent at all. Just, went for his standard build and he's like, oh, hold on, I'm actually playing someone else.
Yeah. I mean, CuKu has been playing StarCraft all day. He just played his Team League match against CSO eSports. Before that, he was playing in OSC King of the Hill. He's been laddering, so, maybe it's affecting him a little bit.
I mean, everyone has had that moment where they are like laddering and they are queuing into another opponent and they just, they just start their build. They're like, hold on, I'm actually against like a different race. So maybe this was the case for CuKu here.
It does happen. Here we go. The Reaper's going to be zooming across the map. At the same time, Erik is going to be spinning a couple of links across the map as well. Ooh, he's actually going to be forcing a delay here on the CC because there is nothing at home to defend.
Oh yeah, very greedy from CuKu there, and the Reaper gets some information on the other side of the map, but these two Zerglings may actually get a nice delay on this CC, and they are chasing the SCV all the way. Exactly.
Boys are being pulled. One Marine was busy in the main base trying to deny any kind of Overlord scout. The Reaper is even forced back as well, and this is crucial. Looking at the vision of CuKu, he didn't scout the main base, and Erik, off of 2 bases, is going for a Roach Warren.
Yeah, very nicely done from Erik, where he was able to draw the entire attention of CuKu right there. And now the Roach Warren is already finished, and CuKu has not seen it yet. The Reaper is now going to the other side of the map, but by the time he gets there, the Roaches will be ready. Yeah,
he didn't even check the linear third, actually. Now he's finally going to check it. This is a very late scout from CuKu. He was assuming the best out of his opponent. Now I realize hold on, unless you took the pocket base, you're going for like a 2-base play. This alarm bell should be ringing right now, and CuKu immediately starts to bunker.
Yeah, he knows that something is coming his way, and the Roaches I feel like the Roaches are not very rare in this matchup nowadays. And they are already on the way. What do we have for CuKu here? We do have a few Marines, we have the Reaper, we have some Widow Mines now. But that's the entire defense.
Widow Mines are here, and I have to wonder, is Erik going to check the pocket base? Widow Mine shot is going to go off. A lot of damage being done already to these Roaches. But again, CuKu's being so greedy. He has a third CC. Erik has to deal damage.
I mean, he's breaking through the bunker right now. The Reaper is not there in time, I feel like. Ooh, just barely. And he's gonna be able to walk into this base. Can he handle this bunker? I think he can.
Yeah, the bunker is going to go down. 2 more Widow Mines are on the way, but the main base has been compromised. CuKu is going to lift his CC. 2 more Widow Mines burrow, but they are vulnerable here to the Biles.
Yeah, one of them falls down, the other is damaged but still operating. The SCVs are completely out of the mining. There is 0 mining for CuKu right now.
0 mining. Meanwhile, the Wood Mine is going to go down. Hellions are on the way. Mining here at the natural, but the Lings do head on over instead. Again, SCVs are falling. GG gets called, and Erik takes the game.
Yeah. Remember what I say. F in Erik stands for fear.
There you go. GG, well played, Erik. He dances with the best of them. CuKu may be the ace player for InFernales, but Erik, hey, he has no fear.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like, as you said, like he expected, like, you know, a proper game. Meanwhile, like, you know, Erik is not a standard player, okay?
Yeah.
Like he's the farthest from standard. He's not a Bly. He's not quite Bly. But he has his own twist to things.
Well, it isn't just that. Like, we didn't really get to delve too much into what CuKu was doing, but he was being insanely greedy with his play, going for his third CC on location. Not just that, but also going straight into Widowmine production, not so much into Hellions, and also his scout was just very late. Like, his response as a result, very late.
Yeah. I feel like that scout may be the biggest thing. Like, I'm almost like questioning, was it necessary to pull Reaper all the way? Because like, by the time Reaper arrived to the base, like he already had pulled SCVs. He already like had that Marine on the on the defense as well. Like I don't feel like the Reaper actually helped in the defense of that new CC.
Yeah, it didn't either. Whereas it honestly should have just gone into scout, right? It should have just sent it then and there. But alas, that was not meant to be. So very well done there by Erik, and that puts a point on the board for the CranKy Ducklings. We need our next game to go our way here if we want to make it all the way to that ace match. It's all up to Vindicta.
Yeah, but as we know, Mix is definitely a very reliable player, and the opponent that he will be playing today is Hopt.
Yeah, Hopt, one of the lesser known players in InFernales, but because he's lesser known, that means he has nothing to lose. He's from Slovakia, PAPI, and oh my, this is going to be an interesting TVT.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, considering how good Mix is at setting up tents and camping, this may be interesting.
Well, I'm just worried that Vindicta may just get cheesed out. That's the thing, you know. Hopt, we know very little about him.
I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, I guess it really does come down to, like, you know, if they will be able to get to the late game or not. If Hopt doesn't indeed like turn to, like, you know, more aggressive, more cheesy strats, like, will Vindicta hold him? Because I feel like if he does, like you know, we know that Vindicta is a late game monster.
Yeah, he is all about that late game. If he can get there, it's going to be a bit of a tough ask to bring him down. So we'll see how things go here on the road to that later game. Yeah, at the moment we're just kind of setting up our lobbies here. As a reminder, of course, it is going to be on Inside and Out. Definitely, like, again, a map that does favor Terrans, especially in some of the other matchups. So it kind of makes sense here that two Terrans are going to be facing each other.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it favors Terrans, so we're gonna have fair and balanced DVT. You know, if everyone is overpowered, then nobody is, okay?
True.
Yeah. Vindicta should be coming soon. He was in the chat earlier, and actually, as we didn't have time to mention it, he did resubscribe for 8 months to our channel.
Thank you so much, Miguelito. Thank you so much, Vindicta, for, of course, supporting the team. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, really nice to see him there. And it looks like we will be getting the TVT underway shortly.
Oh, here we go. The players have joined us. Interesting player name from our opponents.
Yeah.
It's
it will be a joy to cast, won't it?
I'm adding an alias.
To be fair, it reminds me very much Hero's username as well. It's very similar to this, except I think it actually means something in Hangul. But I feel like this one is actually just keep punching. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's like you know, like singing a song. Maybe it's a song.
It's it could be Darude Sandstorm. Could be.
It could be. No, this would be Dudu. I don't think this would be Dada.
Maybe it makes that sound in Slovakian. I don't know. Oh god. Yes, we're just kidding.
We need confirmation, chat. What do you think this? What song do you think this is? Yes, they will soon see that name as soon as we load into this map.
Yeah, I was gonna say they can't see it yet, but they will see it soon as we're getting into our TVT again. Right now, we're up against the wall. Vindicta has to win this game for the Ducklings to take it to the ace match. Otherwise, if Hopt is able to bring it back, then it is going to go the way of InFernales.
Yeah, some pressure on Vindicta. I would say a lot of pressure because I mean, we do have a point, but it's still a very important game, and we are already starting here on Inside Out in the bottom left corner as we look at the player representing InFernales eSports and Slovakia. It is Hopt.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the Shaft of Voltron himself, the American Terran, the ace of the CranKy Ducklings. He's the blue Terran. He is Vindicta.
And here I will take a small note that Vindicta did post in his Discord that he will be organizing a meetup with his streamer viewers. So if you want to, if you want to meet him, if you want to say hi, then make sure to join his Discord because he will be planning some meetups there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So if you're in from the land of the Americas, if you're going to Atlanta, make sure you tune into that, or you slip into that Discord server. You can meet up with everyone. I know a lot of people are going to be there, a lot of community members. I believe Chicken Man, Nish, among many, many others. Again, it's going to be a massive meetup for the North American StarCraft community.
Yeah, definitely. So if you are from the region, then make sure you can be there. Meanwhile, we have this scouting SCV on the way. Hopt actually avoiding a scout, not going through to check out what Mix is up to.
Yeah, the SCV is going to be going across map, but both players have opted to go for double gas openers here. Makes plenty of sense. Tis current meta to be a little bit more aggressive. Long gone are the days, or it feels like almost meta gaming to throw in the middle of a series, like a gas expand.
It does look that way. By the way, I just want to say that Hopt is just such a fun name to say.
Hopt.
And I need to know what it means.
It's like he's hopping,
like
but he's a Terran as well.
Yeah, he's like Hop. He's like Hop. I don't know why, it's just so fun.
It's great.
I'm sure Steelmo would appreciate it too.
Yes, we need to get him to cast Hopt one day. Until such a time, though, we do see both players opening up with their Raxes and factories, see reactors on a set of Raxes as well, and we'll keep an eye on how many Reapers and how many Hellions are made in total, as we do see Hopt going for a little bit of a faster base. Vindicta not quite going for CC yet, just waiting a little bit more. There we go, he now has the minerals.
Yeah, there you go. So, more or less similar there. And we will just be waiting as how this progresses. Neither of the players getting a starport, so both of them opting for that expand before that. And yeah, we're just gonna take a look at how the armies are building up and who decides to move out first.
Yeah, we basically have very mirrored builds right now. Neither player has let up on Reaper Hellion production, so this does look like a Chinese... Oh, no, never mind. Not quite a Chinese opener. We only have 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions here from the side of Hopt, and meanwhile Vindicta has not stopped Reaper and Hellion production.
I mean, if you're talking about Chinese builds, I feel like Vindicta is a little bit of a connoisseur there.
Yes, he is. So Vindicta is going to be that much more aggressive. That means that he's going to be waiting a little bit longer, getting his next wave of units, then zooming him across the map to try and break into the natural and get some economic damage done. Thankfully, we do see Hopt is waiting for that. We have already a couple of Marines coming out. We have a Cyclone on the way as well. He is getting ready to receive.
Yeah, he's setting up for the defense, but now the army of Vindicta is on the move, and with all these Reapers, let's see what he can do. I mean, Vindicta has some pretty strong micro, so I'm looking forward to this.
There we go. He scans ahead of time, making sure that there's no Widowmine ready and waiting for him. He does confirm the positioning of that Cyclone. He thinks better of bum rushing the natural, and he's going to try and slip into the main.
And slip in he does, and with the advantage of Reapers, he should be actually able to take this army, and he's taking down most of the bio of Hopt.
Yeah, the bio is going to be going down here, but he needs economic damage too. Hellions going to slip in towards the natural base while Hopt gets distracted. Can he get too much damage done? Looks like 2 SCVs are going to go down. Maybe 3. Oh, can he get up? Oh.
No, not getting that third SCV there, and actually Hellions killed Hellions with some help of the rest of the army, and overall, I mean, it wasn't a bad attack, but little economic damage is not ideal.
Yeah, exactly. In the end, Vindicta is going to get repelled. Meanwhile, he's going to be trying to clean up these Hellions in the middle of the map with this aggressive Cyclone. It looks like he's going to be able to do so. At least one Hellion goes down. The aggression has subsided, and the economic situation is looking pretty even between our players.
Yeah, I mean, Vindicta is a few SCVs ahead. Now they're kind of tying up. So, I mean, at the very least, he like tied up the CV count. Like, he didn't do a lot of damage, but at the very least, he's not behind after this attack.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, he scans, he confirms the production, confirms we already have a tank here for our opponent. Is this intentional? He lifts up his starport after making 2 of these ravens.
Where is it going?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
He overshot the reactor, so I was a little bit confused, not gonna lie, but there we go. He is commencing Viking production.
Yeah, Starport was going on a little bit of an adventure of its own, but it did eventually reach the destination.
Yes, yeah, he got there in the end. He knows what he's doing. Just going to be relying on 2 Ravens for the time being. Really interesting that he does start immediately those Vikings, but likewise, so does Vindicta. I believe Vindicta is currently behind in that tank count because Hopt was able to start his tank sooner. So Hopt will have that advantage.
Yeah, and looks like he's looking to use that advantage right now as he is moving to a bit of a forward position. I don't think it's quite an attack, just more of a securing his area, and he makes it the Cyclone.
Oh, we do have a lock on here from Vindicta. It's going to be close. It looks like Vindicta will barely win out that trade.
In the meantime, special thanks to Tattered00Ter, who just gifted a sub to For Sure's.
Tatutor. Oh wait, no. Tutor? I almost want to say. Let us know how your name is pronounced.
Tater Tutor.
Tater Tutor? Oh, true. Yeah, actually, I didn't see the R there. Look, it's getting early.
It's getting early. Yeah, it's not late. It's getting early.
It's getting quite early here. Thank you so much for gifting a sub to For Sure's. We appreciate the support. Ooh, as both players do kind of bounce off each other right now. Again, both players just kind of working on their armies, getting into their upgrades. Stim is on the way, +1. Third base being taken. Again, I'm really impressed here with Hopt and how he's been able to hold his own so far against Vindicta, at least until those big engagements begin.
Yeah, but as we said, like the bigger engagement is actually where Vindicta's strengths lie. Like he's generally really solid in this like later game scenarios. So as long as he doesn't like take a really bad fight, like he should be pretty fine going forward.
Yeah, but oh my god, the scouting here from Hopt has been amazing. He has the Marines all over the place. He does confirm the army. He's able to rotate over and meet this as well. His tanks are in position, his Vikings and Ravens as well. So Vindicta's having a hard time finding a way in. He will unsiege, he will back off.
Yeah, he realizes that there's no point attacking this position as Hopt is well prepared for the attack and instead backs off and he's gonna reconsider his forces.
Yeah, we have an armory on the way, a sensor tower as well. Kuro, you love it so much. We are here. We are going to be getting into a longer TBT.
Wake me up when they start fighting.
Vindicta is going to be going for, he's setting up a couple of missile turrets here. We're going to be having our 4th CC soon from our players as well. Production getting underway. Again, earlier Vindicta was trying to find a way in, but we pointed out earlier that he was behind in the tank count, and I love the respect here that he's giving his opponent. He's like, no, I don't want to risk anything right now. I don't want to throw anything away.
Yeah, he's definitely careful about how he approaches this fight, which is, as I said, like that's very important for him to do because he can, like, gain these advantages, but like if he loses his entire army, like that may be the signal for Hopt to like just keep pushing.
Exactly, exactly. So instead, he's going to stay back home with the rest of his army. He's going to be active with this double drop. He has been cleaning up, not just with the double drop, but also the Cyclone, a lot of these spotter Marines. So Hopt has been having a hard time getting vision on the map. He's trying to send these Marines out once again, 2 at a time this time. But again, Vindicta's been doing a great job at denying that vision.
Yeah, thanks to that, he's able to move his forces a little bit free. There are still scans going on, so he has to be careful about that. But he's doing what he can to get some damage done. The tanks are currently on the south side of the bases of Hopt, so if Vindicta does move in from the north, he may be able to get something.
Yeah.
There are some tanks here as well, though.
Yeah, there are a couple of tanks here. We do see that Hopt is very aware that he's vulnerable of a Doom drop coming into his main base. So he has Missile Hearts, he has Vikings in position, he's ready for anything. Meanwhile, 4th base is being taken on location. Vindicta not too far behind, taking his own 4th.
Yeah, indeed. And looks like he's gonna try to maybe see what's going on, but he sees that the army of Hopt is still quite well prepared, so he's not gonna push too far. And instead, he's just gonna keep denying the vision for the time being.
Yeah, just keep cleaning up as many of these Marines as possible. We do see Vindicta, not just Vindicta, Hopt as well, throwing down 2 more starports to get into more Viking or even Raven production here. Again, just waiting to max out, and then it's all going to come down to the positioning. It's all going to come down to those engagements.
Yeah. Both players are preparing those stages for the battles to come. They are both like checking out what's going on the map, and Vindicta looks like he's moving out, and he may meet the army of Hopt here.
Yeah, Bio Army, bear that in mind. The tanks are still back at home, so Vindicta, he's considering maybe collapsing on it. The rest of his army is going to be engaging. All the tanks and Vikings are coming across the map.
Yeah, I mean, Hopt is playing with fire there. He keeps coming in, but then he actually decides decides against it and goes back to the protection of the tanks.
Exactly, bearing in mind that Vindicta still has these 2 Ravens. We have an anti-armor missile here on these Marines. 2 tanks are already in position, but we have the disables.
Yeah, we have the disables, we have some anti-armor missiles as well, and ooh, the engagement is actually pretty nice for Vindicta, but here come the Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings coming, but you know what? Every single Marine of Hopt just went down. The tanks are going down as well. Vindicta just completely decimated this position. The Vikings were just out of position. They weren't here to deal with the Ravens.
Yeah, the Vikings are away, and the base goes down. Now, Vindicta is taking down the tanks. There's still a second line behind it, so Vindicta has to respect that, but he did take quite a lot of Hopt's army.
Yeah, he took down the army, he took down the base, he took down the mining. Like, that was amazing. And now, oh my god, he's going for a Doom drop into the natural for the Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings are too slow to react to the Doom drop. They may take a Medivac or 2, but the army is already unloaded, and with the tank support on the other edge as well, like Vindicta will do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, but the Vikings, they land on top of all these tanks. It looks like Hopt should be able to clean this up, but not without losing workers, not without losing a lot of his air superiority. And now Vindicta is not stopping his macroing. He's sending everything across the map again. He has started a little bit of a snowball effect, and Hopt needs to stabilize.
Yeah, I mean, Vindicta was doing what he can with the army he had on place, but the entire second division was already on the way, and now it's collapsing on the position of Hopt, and now there's no longer this huge tank advantage.
Yeah, we saw how quickly things can turn here. Again, things were looking quite even between our players, but now Hopt, he barely has anything left here. The base is going to fall. GG gets called, and Vindicta takes the game and ties up the series 2-2.
Yeah, that means that we will be going into that ace match, so we'll see who's gonna be getting sent out. In the meantime, it looks like we do have a response about the nickname. That Tater Tutor is like potato and breaking wind. It's my little Chihuahua Tater Tots nickname.
Beautiful. Oh my god, beautiful. Just like Vindicta's play there. Again, very well done in that game. He kind of, again, respected his opponent quite a bit until he was essentially maxed on 4 bases, and we saw how swift and decisive he was with his push. There was a lot leading up to it. He cleaned up a lot of the Marines in the middle of the map to make sure that his push wasn't scouted. I don't know if you remember, but as there were scans in the middle of the map from Hopt, Vindicta was intentionally avoiding them, and he was keeping his tanks away from those scans. Didn't want Hopt to know how committed that push was going to be, and because of that, Hopt, he didn't have his entire army at his 4th base. He was still split up between his bases.
Yeah, like he was going around the map with his bioforces, but his tanks were generally held at the back until the very end of the game, where he eventually decided to push in, and he took a great position. He disabled a lot of tanks. He covered the entire bio army with the anti-armor missiles as well, and he was able to take advantage there. And from there, it just snowballed for Mix.
It really did snowball in the end. So GG, well played to Vindicta. We are now going all the way to the ace match. The ace match will be played on Cosmic Sapphire. And now we have to pick and choose who we want to send out. Oh boy.
Yeah, I cannot tell you guys who we're gonna send out because, obviously we still have to wait for the decision of the other team.
Yes, we do. No surprise here. Here we go. That's your favorite matchup. No surprises that CuKu is going to be the ace player from InFernales. He had a harder time against Erik, but now instead he plays against a Terran instead of a Zerg.
You know what? Thanks, Light.
You're welcome.
Thanks. No, but in all seriousness, this is the matchup that we were kind of looking forward to anyway, and it didn't work out in the Pro League part of things, but it does work out in the Ace, and we will have Vindicta versus CuKu.
Oh yeah, we will have that in the end. I did want it earlier, and we're getting it now. Oh boy, and we'll see how things go. Hopefully, a little bit of bias showing, but hopefully, Erik was able to trigger CuKu a little bit.
This is where CuKu actually proxy rexes and loses. Huh?
Oh god, not like this, Papi, not like this. But yeah, CuKu had a harder time earlier today, but I'm sure he's going to be a lot more comfortable in the TVT matchup instead. Oh boy, it's going to be quite a game.
I don't know how different his plays in TVT than it is in CVT, but we did see him being really greedy today, so maybe he wants to take Vindicta there and join him in the late game and see who can do better at that.
Yeah, we'll see if it does go towards that later game. I mean, Cosmic Sapphire lends towards that. It is a much larger map. There are a lot of bases to take, but because it's larger, you can maybe sneak out some proxies as well. Boy, it's gonna be an interesting game.
We did learn from Spirit that CuKu does like his proxies in TVT, so we can expect anything really.
Boy, expect anything. And lobby has been made. We're just waiting for the players to ready on up, and then we can dive into this. It all comes down to this final game to see which of our two teams comes out on top. Again, unfortunately, we weren't able to cast Spazzy Mazzy earlier. Maybe next time if we happen to face off in another team league. A bit of a shame we didn't get another Zerg.
Yeah, unfortunate there, but the schedule just didn't work out for us, but we are here. We are in the ace match, and this game will decide who will take this whole series.
Yeah. It all relies on the ace players from our two teams. I wouldn't have it any other way. Oh boy. And yeah, on top of that, this Berserker team league, we're kind of nearing the end of the round robin group stage. I just realized that we're here in week 7, and I think we have 9 weeks in total.
I think so. I think we have 9. After there was a format change, because originally we did have 2 groups, but due to a few forfeits that unfortunately happened throughout the season, the admins and captains decided to merge it all into one big group, so everybody gets some teams to play. Because in the end, this team league is created so all the teams have something to play, has something to strive for, something to participate in, and yeah, so there will be 9 weeks of playing total, but we do have 1 more match that we have to play as well. So there are at least 3 more matches coming.
Yeah, so we're going to be playing against Team Senthex, we're going to be playing against Team Gosu, and we are also playing against Team Berserker. So 3 more weeks ahead of us, or I think 2 more weeks, and one of those weeks we have to squeeze in extra games.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, because due to some schedule conflicts earlier on, some of the teams did get permission to move their matches to a later date, and yeah, we'll have to figure that out. But make sure to be there with us,
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
can cheer for the Ducklings.
Exactly. Make sure to follow this Twitch channel so you are there and we can cheer for the Ducklings together, as we will be doing here. And now the players are finally ready. We're diving into Cosmic Sapphire.
Indeed we are, and first we are looking at the red Dolan player. In the top left corner of Cosmic Sapphire, it is the one, the only, the ace Duckling. It is Vindicta.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the ace player for InFernales eSports, the Romanian Terran. It is CuKu.
And now we wait. As both our Terrans just, open it normally. No proxies, so nothing crazy. Just both barracks are at home. Slightly different sim cities, it looks like.
Yeah, we do have things being thrown down a little bit differently here. We have the racks being next to the CC instead of as a part of the wall, which kind of makes sense, especially in the early stages of the game when we're working with Reapers. I mean, walling off the ramp isn't very important.
Yeah, firstly, the walling of the ramp. Secondly, you have all these tank positions that can put your buildings in danger. So in TVT, a lot of Terrans actually avoid putting buildings close to the ramp, close to the edges of the base. So it's totally understandable to do so.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want your production to be compromised if a push comes across the map, especially early on. So yeah, CuKu just playing it out a little bit safer. Vindicta goes for an SCV scout. So Vindicta is going to be taking a little bit of a blow economically here, just to be safe. You were talking about a reputation that CuKu has for proxying. So the reputation of CuKu is going to put him a little bit ahead as he opts to skip the SCV scout.
Yeah, I think he did so the last time as well, and yeah, looks like he will just stick to the plan. He doesn't need scouting for the time being. Maybe he will scout with the Reaper later as soon as it comes out. But for now, Vindicta has the information, and CuKu will get his now.
Yeah, he's going to be sending his first Reaper across the map. Likewise, Vindicta also sending his first Reaper across the map as well. Looks like they will miss each other. Two ships passing in the night. And yeah, we'll see how good the SCV micro will be from both of our players.
Yeah, we will see indeed, as the Reaper of CuKu is already there. Ooh, meanwhile, Vindicta actually being aggressive with his Reaper and SCV, being able to deny that CC for CuKu.
Oh yeah, CC is going to be denied or delayed here across the map. We have another Reaper on the way, but Vindicta, with the help of his own SCV, could maybe take a fight, but CuKu shoots first.
Yeah, I don't think this is a good fight for Vindicta, but he will try his best with the micro. Unfortunately, the Reaper does fall down. The SCV is chasing the Reaper, but it will go down as well, and after a bit of a delay, the construction continues.
Yeah, exactly. So Vindicta loses a Reaper, but he does delay that CC quite a bit, so you could argue maybe worth it. The downside is that now he straight up has less units to fight. So CuKu is going across the map with everything that he has with his Hellion and with his two Reapers. So this is going to be a bit of a scary moment here for Vindicta, at least until his Widowmine comes out.
Yeah, I feel like this is a very scary position to be in as well. Like maybe he should actually move to the back position, but now his units come out at the perfect timing. And will he be able to stop it? It looks like he was able to hold off CuKu for now.
Yeah, exactly. His reinforcements, the defender's advantage did come out here for Vindicta. He's able to hold on, finish up his CC, and commence mining. Meanwhile, CuKu goes for a medevac first. Doesn't go for an add-on switch, so he's going to be going for a drop.
What kind of drop do you think it will be? Just marine drop?
Oh yeah, Marines, the Hellions, everything.
It's kitchen sink drop, huh?
Yes.
It's one of everything.
Yes, designed to try and catch Vindicta off guard here. Meanwhile, he went for a more standard follow-up. He is going for the tech lab on that starport. From here, he can go into his Raven production. He can go into a Banshee if he wants to be a little bit sneaky and a little bit cheeky. But here comes that drop full of that Cyclone and Marines.
Yeah, I'm looking at the production part, but I don't think that Raven will be ready in time for this drop, so it will not be able to help here. But Vindicta does have vision of these Reapers coming in, so at least he knows that something is coming his way.
Oh my god, at the same time, Widowmine shot is going to be baited out by this Hellion, not by the drop. At least it gets some damage done, you know, it gets a kill on the Hellion. It is significant, but the drop is now here.
Yeah, the drop is here. Where are the units of Vindicta? They are now coming down this ramp, and the Hellion already forced down. This is a strong force from CuKu so early in the game, and the workers are starting to fall.
Yeah, the workers are going down at the same time across the map. 2 Reapers for Vindicta, also dealing a lot of economic damage, equalizing damage even, as we have a lock-on on that medevac. Ooh, does go down to half HP.
Yeah, but does not fall down. The Raven is now out though, so that should definitely help in the defense, and the damage is actually fairly close for both players.
Oh my god, the Reaper barely escapes the clutches of those workers in the end. Vindicta with the micro, he does get 5 SCV kills. Can he get 6?
He can, and he will. So he actually gets more damage than CuKu did with his first attack, but CuKu is not done quite yet, as this Reaper is still trying to dive in.
Yeah, Reaper's still trying to dive in. The drop is still active as well, but now with these tanks, with these Marines, with these Cyclones, CuKu is going to be forced back. And Vindicta, I feel like he's good. Yeah, he is going to come out ahead in this. The CC for CuKu just now starts. Vindicta's third, it's already done.
So it's done, already transforming into that orbital, and he should be able to secure it fairly soon. But he does have to be careful about CuKu, because he's still not quite done on the offensive.
Yeah, exactly. Why was his third CC so late? Well, I mean, he's been pumping out nothing but units. Tanks are going to be joining the fray as well as a Raven, so we do have a disable available for CuKu as well. Oh boy, once again, Vindicta has to be the defender. His tank line is looking quite strong at the natural base. His main a little bit more exposed here as Reaper slips on in and actually gets a pretty good scout.
Not only a scout, he denies both of the barracks that were about to be built. I hope Vindicta notices this.
Yeah, there we go. They are now going to be thrown down. Meanwhile, CuKu is in position to deny that third base, as he did get eyes on the progression of that third CC.
Yeah, the Ravens are there ready to deny any sort of attack, but it looks like CuKu is content with just securing this position for the time being, and I guess that gives Vindicta a bit more time to get ready, but does he know that this is coming?
Yeah, and an interesting choice here. Vindicta, I guess, recognizing how aggressive CuKu is being this game, is going to slow things down quite a bit, as we have Blue Flame on the way and 2 more factories.
Oh no.
DB. What are you talking about?
Oh no.
So Vindicta has already an economic lead. He's going to try and get an even greater one. We just see a couple of Viking shots going off on that Raven. Vindicta getting in position here. He wants to take the space.
Yeah, he doesn't. Vindicta now coming in for the defense of the orbital. It did get a bit damage on it, but it's still fine, and Vindicta does have a superior force here, so it's all about the position.
Yeah, but that was such a clutch unsiege from CuKu, recognizing that he can no longer hold this position. He will be able to unsiege in time, will back off, losing only a handful of Marines.
Yeah, so he will be able to regroup and prepare another attack. At the same time, he is taking his own third base as well. So both players, you know, just progressing with their builds, and we'll see where they take it from here.
Yeah, CuKu still has an economic disadvantage. He still has to try and catch up. Not the biggest one, but one nonetheless. Meanwhile, Vindicta, he's just going to pitch his tent. You know, he's just going to take it slow. You know, we got sensor towers on the way. We got a couple of Marines spread out just in case a drop comes in. We see no medevacs in production for CuKu, by the way, so Vindicta doesn't really have to worry about that for the time being, as he just works on nothing but tanks and nothing but Vikings.
Yeah, I hope you guys like camping. I hope you brought, you know, some snacks to. I think Americans do marshmallows on fire, right? Is that a thing?
Yeah, s'mores are a thing. Do you know what a s'more is? I think it's when you put a marshmallow in between 2 crackers and then you like cook it.
Is that a s'more?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a marshmallow.
No. So s'mores.
Americans, tell me.
S'more is something different. So then it's like crunchy, but also like gooey in the middle because the marshmallow is melted.
I've never had marshmallows like
I believe
off
that's
fire. I think I had them alone, but not like on fire.
Yeah. They use graham crackers. That's what they use. Graham crackers.
That does not help me.
Yeah. For school, we did have a bonfire and we did eat some marshmallows. It was cool.
See, this is where the Polish part of things comes in, because when we have a campfire, we have sausages.
That's not bad.
I mean, it is not bad, definitely. Just, you know, different type of culture, I guess.
Definitely, definitely. Meanwhile, we do see that CuKu has been trying to go for a bit of a drop, but there was a tower here in position. There's a scouting racks as well. So Vindicta, he will not allow any drop to come in. There we go, the ring of turrets. We have the Vikings waiting in, ready in wait as well. And yeah, the game is just slowing down from here. You could definitely say that the onus is on CuKu to try and get more damage, but no, instead he doubles down. He's got 3 CCs on the way.
Yeah, it looks like CuKu does indeed opt in for this more greedy version. He's just trying to expand to every base on the map he can. It looks like I think Vindicta is taking an eye, like keeping an eye on the gold to make sure nothing comes in there. Oh, actually, CuKu has an SCV there as well.
Yeah, CuKu does have an SCV there. We do see both players scan each other again. Vindicta, look at the supplies, by the way. He is up 20 workers. He's already got his 4th base fully saturated. Even though CuKu hasn't had any aggression on his side of the map, it took him a little bit too long to recognize that Vindicta was just going to be camping at home and to really take advantage of the map.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but at the same time, the question is how much time will Vindicta give him? Like, will he ever actually attack? Because if he doesn't harass like CuKu at all, he will end up taking like an entire his side of the map. He will take that gold. Like, he may eventually be able to like climb back into like, you know, a better economy.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, right? Like, CuKu's not in a good position right now, just because of how long it took him to recognize what's happening. Vindicta's maxed. Now is the time for Vindicta to move out, and CuKu is still struggling to build up his supply. He's struggling to get his bases up and running. He's got his upgrades on the way. Sure, his production is now fully operational, but he needs more time that Vindicta is not going to give him.
Yeah, it looks like Vindicta will indeed not give him the time, as he is already moving out of his army. He has a lot of tanks, he has a Thor even or 2 in his army. He has some medivacs to just transport these units faster, and the Ravens are there as well. And he's trying to fight CuKu's army, but he doesn't quite see it.
Yeah, CuKu, he was able to avoid all of these scans. He's going to go in for a little bit of a surround coming in from behind as well. No, he's going to reroute the rest of his army coming in from the front.
Yeah, I'm actually so scared about these medivacs, but because there are so many Vikings for CuKu, and these medivacs are full of units still.
Yeah, we have 21 Vikings from CuKu. We have 10 from Vindicta. As CuKu is going for kind of his own mech style, his own kind of Sky Terran style instead. You see a couple of disables being thrown down here, but the Vikings of CuKu will overwhelm those of Vindicta.
Yeah, they're starting to snipe the Ravens. All the Ravens are blown out of the sky, I believe. And now these medivacs are in a lot of trouble, and is he gonna lose them?
Yeah, one medevac goes down, the Vikings go down as well. These Thors are helping support the Sky Army of Vindicta, but he just cannot take a head-on engagement. He's forced to back off.
Yeah, very, very risky there. The medivacs are actually trying to go around, finding another route with the part of the army, while the Thors are still trying to find this frontal attack. So it looks like Vindicta will be trying to, like, you know, make a bit of a sandwich, but CuKu is so wide spread out right now.
Yeah, he's going to try and pull apart the attention of CuKu. The entire army is going to respond to these Thors and to these tanks. Vindicta's finding a way in, and at the same time, it looks like he has a secondary force here looking to try and deny one of the fresh mining bases of CuKu.
Yeah, that's what it looks like indeed, but the Liberators are here and they are cleaning up Vindicta's army. Now he's moving with the force on the north, but I feel like it's already too late, and there are tanks here set up as well.
Yeah, there are tanks set up. Vindicta cannot find a way in. He's forced to back off instead. CuKu has successfully held with his mass Viking, with his libs. And yeah, now he's going to be able to get these bases up and running. He is fighting back, and he will be able to rebuild arguably a superior army.
Yeah, the Vikings are actually hunting down the medivacs, so it looks like the entire army of Vindicta will be defeated here, so he has to be very careful about where he moves.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of sloppy play there from Vindicta, losing, what is that, 3 of these Vikings. We have a couple of Widowmites hidden, but the scan does reveal them. We have a couple of Ravens left over from the start of the game as well. Vindicta goes for a massive counterattack instead.
Actually, a Thor run by. They are running there all the way from his side of the map. It looks like CuKu will not even try to defend him, he just opts to go for an attack of his own.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, CuKu did just lose his Raven, by the way. Both Ravens, I believe, so he won't have another disable. He won't have another anti-armor missile. We have Widow Mines all over the place. Tanks are being sieged up, though. That base did end up falling, and Vindicta's not slowing down. He's going for another one.
Yeah, the Thors were completely uncontested, but there's still a lot of Liberators and Vikings here, so that makes it very difficult for Vindicta to approach this army.
Yeah, it really does. It looks like Vindicta, he's not going for the base, even though he could take this out. It looks like he wants to come in from behind. He wants to clean up the army of CuKu.
I mean, that is a solid attempt considering that all the Liberator zones are set up on the front, but he has to make sure that he doesn't draw all of the fire on his army immediately.
Yeah, we'll see how this surround will work out, with how the mass store will work out. Tanks do unsiege. Now is the moment for Vindicta to try and go for it. He does go for the scan, but still, the tanks do siege, and this is such a terrifying position.
Yeah, he was trying to move in with the Thor army, but Thors are not the fastest units. Now he goes in for all directions. The Liberators are still standing strong, but with the help of the Thors, it looks like he will be able to take most of them down.
Yeah, the tanks do all end up falling. Now it's just Viking Liberator remaining here for CuKu. Thors are trying to keep up with this army, but again, they're a little bit slow, they're a little bit thick, they're a little bit chunky. They're having a hard time keeping up, and I think Vindicta is unaware, yes, of this space on the top right.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. CuKu says nice mining here. And at the same time, he's catching this random CC here that was trying to hide from sight, but unfortunately it did not work out for Vindicta there. And I mean, does Vindicta just keep Thor production now, or what does he do?
I mean, he cannot start Vikings. Vikings are not the way to go, and that's why he's making nothing but Cyclones and Thors right now. He knows that he cannot contest the skies. I love that he was trying to kind of catch this army, and Widowmine shot does go off here. Another one, up. Ooh.
Yeah, unfortunately not getting a lot of the forces of CuKu there, and he's trying another Thor attack here on this base at the top. He actually did find it, but CuKu will be aware of this, but once again, it doesn't look like he wants to defend.
Oh my god, the Widowmine's going for the Vikings. Well, I love this Widowmine response here against the Mass Viking, against the Liberators. It is going to slow him down. It is a cheap response as well. 3 CCs just went down towards the top right-hand corner. Vindicta just completely cutting off the economy of CuKu. But again, what about these libs?
Yeah, the libs are consistently strong, but good point. Like with that Widow Mines, as you said, CuKu did lose all of his ravens, so he no longer has this automatic detection. He has to scan them up constantly for all the minefields that Vindicta has left for him. So that's definitely one way to get rid of that air advantage.
Yeah, it really is, and we're running out of CCs because so many of them have been dying here, so CuKu has to be a little bit careful. Meanwhile, here we go, Vindicta, he is looking for a fight. Oh, doesn't want to push into these sieged up tanks though, has to respect that, is going to back up for the time being, but at least Vindicta's own economy is recovering.
Yeah, and also as Vindicta is rotating his positions, that also means that the Liberators have to rotate as well, so that gives the a bit more time to take them down. Ooh, this Bio army actually just walking into the mech.
Yeah, but that was a good trade for CuKu. He lost Marines for Cyclones and a couple of tanks. Well worth it here, as Marines, of course, are just minerals. CuKu, again, just trying to find a way to engage with this army, or at least trying to expand, because he's been losing a lot of bases.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you say that, but he's also been making a lot of bases. Like, he's been making a lot of CCs, so he does have some backup at any point, but he's running out of them right now. And yeah, now it's, I guess it's up to Vindicta to keep steady advantage and don't let CuKu climb out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, again, CuKu is having a hard time splitting up his army. He's being pulled apart right now. This fresh mining base on the bottom left-hand corner is going to be denied. Going to try and lift up the CC. We have a couple of Marines and Marauders steaming on over to try and keep this alive.
Yeah, and once again, a lot of more SCVs are falling. The base has been damaged, but it was not taken down, so at least there's that. But the advantage in workers for Vindicta is huge right now, so he will be able to support his army very well.
And the massive amount of factories are thrown down. We do see Vindicta going for a fusion core as well. It looks like he's getting ready for an air transition to maybe go into BCs if possible. Meanwhile, these tanks are going to be going down. Vindicta once again. CuKu was unable to successfully split up his army.
Yeah, Vindicta found a nice position and took down the base once again. Meanwhile, the Thors are here to fend off the Vikings, so it's much harder for them to maneuver in his own base.
Yeah, exactly. He has to be so careful not to take those tank shots to the face at the same time. This small force from Vindicta breaks through into the natural. The factory is going to be on fire. He's going to force these Vikings to land. And again, any dead Viking here is a win for Vindicta. He's trying to transition into Sky Terran.
Oh. Yeah, and while he forced the Vikings to land, there was a tank behind as well to make sure he can deal with them. And now Vindicta's Viking army is here.
Yeah, his army is here. Vindicta does have a lead in Vikings. The Thors were a little bit out of position, but this switch has been successful again because of the economic advantage of Vindicta. Ooh, a lot of Liberator auto attacks go off though. Vindicta's Vikings take a lot of hits.
Yeah, they are very damaged now, and there are no SCVs here for repair, so yeah, this damage is permanent. And look at all these siege fields. Look at all these Liberators.
Yeah, that was disgusting. I don't know if you noticed, but because the Liberators have AoE when it comes to their anti-air attack, one volley just almost decimated the entire Viking count of Vindicta. Despite the fact that he had more Vikings, he couldn't keep it up, so he is forced back.
Oh, in the meantime, Vindicta did take that gold base.
Yeah,
so hey, good for him.
Gold base has been taken. We have a lock-on from these Cyclones. The repairs, I don't think it's going to be good enough. It's going to be close. Can he get the CC?
I think CuKu will defend this. Yeah, but the Cyclones cannot stay there long enough, and the CC will leave for now. But that also gives Vindicta the vision on the other base.
Yeah, that it does, as this base is going to be going down. Vindicta just going to be taking every base on the map. Yeah, just completely suffocating CuKu right now. Meanwhile, at the same time, it looks like Vindicta even threw away a couple of these SCVs as well, just freeing up supply, just making more army.
Yeah, I mean, he has to now, because while CuKu is losing units and bases, like he still has pretty strong army, and like one wrong move can really turn this around.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, there is that transition. BCs are coming out. Yamato is on the way. It's going to take a while for Vindicta to really get into this, but there it is. GG gets called. CuKu has had enough, and Vindicta takes it for the CranKy Ducklings.
Once again, the ace player of the Ducklings does not disappoint, and he takes the series for us.
GG. Oh my god, that was so close. There was that moment where Vindicta was, when he had maxed out, he pushed out across map and then ran into an army of massive Viking Liberator, and Vindicta just didn't really have what he needed to deal with that. He wasn't really expecting that at all. And yeah, I was a little bit concerned. A little bit concerned.
Yeah, I mean that air army of CuKu looked terrifying.
Yeah.
Like it looks so strong, especially like because Vindicta was attacking into him, so like CuKu was able to find all these defensive position with like all these liberation fields, and it looked really scary, but eventually like Vindicta was able to slowly tear him down.
Yeah, it was kind of weird to see like Thor run-bys outmaneuvering CuKu. That's essentially what was happening, where CuKu had his main blob, his main army, right? But he was having a hard time splitting it off and protecting his fringe bases. He was hyper-focused on these big pushes. And because of that, those Thor run-bys or Cyclone run-bys or Viking run-bys, or, it was, again, like very kitchen sink, like kind of mass amount of units wherever Vindicta could spare them. Like they were killing bases.
Yeah, and then like even if the Thors didn't do like direct damage, if they didn't manage to get into the base, they kept hanging like on the edges of the bases. So when CuKu went to respond to another attack, he actually was running into Vindicta's army. So it was more problematic for him.
Yeah, it's just a case where Vindicta was straight up just outpositioning CuKu. Like, that's what it just came down to, and that's what TVT comes down to, because units can be so clunky, especially siege tanks. It's all about your positioning, it's all about your map awareness as well, knowing exactly where your opponent's army is, and yeah, that's just where Vindicta excels, in this late game scenario.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, Vindicta is a late game monster, so he knows all about these big armies, about the positioning, about the multi-prong attacks. So that definitely is the zone where he thrives.
Definitely. So, GG, well played. Congratulations, congratulations to the CranKy Ducklings, of course, for taking this the series, and a shout out to the players who did make it happen. Vindicta, Erik, and Dolan. Much love here to all of our boys, to all of our patitos. A special shout out to Dolan as well, because he's been having a hard time recently. He hasn't been having the most success in BTL or WTL, so I know he's a little bit down about that. So if you're a fan of Dolan in the chat, or a fan of the Ducklings, give him some support. Maybe on social media, maybe on Discord. Give him some love, because he's a great player. He's great at what he does.
I mean, we still love our Danger Dolan, right?
Yes, yeah.
Like if I always say that, like I especially appreciate like the more creative players, because the problem with being more creative player is that oftentimes your builds just don't work, because not all ideas have to be perfect. But like it's really impressive that when people do try like all these different builds and like try to mix it up and like do a lot of like theory crafting about builds. Like I always find it really cool.
Yeah, it's hard to be consistent when you play like that, but it also kind of makes your wins that much more memorable when it happens, just because you can be a little bit more volatile with your play. So yeah, a lot of love to Dolan, a lot of love to Erik and Vindicta. Both Erik and Vindicta taking out CuKu in their own respective ways.
Yeah, that's true. Both of them did take down CuKu.
Yeah, that did happen. And also a special shout out as well to InFernales eSports. PAPI, CuKu, Hopt, and Spazzy Mazzy. They were all here for their games. They all played their hearts out, and they really put on a good show here to make the show go all the way to an ace match. Yeah, GG. Well played.
Yeah, GG. Well played to both sides. GG's to Romsley as well, who has been here casting with us.
Yeah, massive shout out to Romsley. A lot of love for him. He was casting in Spanish, and we also rated him earlier today as well. He's a great guy. Got a lot of love for him.
Yeah, definitely. So if you do speak Spanish, make sure to check out his channel as well. He's also a very passionate kind of caster. So I feel like Light takes a little bit of inspiration from here as well.
I try. It's hard to imitate the god himself,
Oh my god.
Romsley, he's amazing at what he does. It's it's one of those situations where when we rated him, we got to hear it. Like he has I don't know. He's like Dax in a way. He's like the Spanish Dax, where he like takes a deep breath and then he just doesn't stop speaking. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was our joke about Dax, where like he just breathes in during the breaks and then he just speaks for 20 minutes straight.
He just inflates his body full of air, and then he just keeps on going with high energy as well.
I miss Dax casting. It was so silly to listen to.
It's beautiful, Pat. It was beautiful. So with that, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you so much for the support. Before we head off, Kuro, where can people find more of you? Who are you, Kuro? Who are you?
I am one of the co-founders of this beautiful team, and if you want to see more StarCraft stuff I do, then make sure to follow the Ducklings here. Wherever you're watching, if you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to follow us, make sure to subscribe to us, so you can be notified about our future content. But if you want to see me personally, or listen to me, I guess, then make sure to check Twitch TV/16 Squats and Seki, where I do streams occasionally. I try to at least stream every Friday, but maybe I can eventually ladder as well. Are you looking forward to Platinum Ladder? Yeah. But if you want to see higher level skill, where do we go?
Twitch.tv /Vindicta.
I knew I gotta go for it.
Oh my god. You can follow me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I stream throughout the week. I don't know if I'm going to stream today, just because we've been casting a lot, and we have another cast coming up soon. So if I have a little bit of free time, I will be streaming a ladder session in like 12 or 10 to 12 hours. But quickly double checking, yes, our next broadcast is going to be World Team League. Oh boy, in just over 15 hours, I believe. I think 16 hours from now.
Never math on stream. Just never math on stream.
Yeah. But regardless, yes, you can follow me there on Twitch. I try and stream, I try and ladder, we try and have a good time if you're interested in that sort of thing. But if you're only interested in the CranKy Ducklings and our casting, then follow us on all the social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We have a Patreon if you want to support us monetarily. We have the option for you to subscribe on our Twitch channel. We have donations open as well. All the money that we make on our channel and on Patreon, it all goes towards our team. It goes towards our players so we can pay them their salaries and so that we can, of course, compete in these Team League matches, WTL. They can represent us in Atlanta. We can fund so they can go to Atlanta as well. For example, PAPI, Dolan, and Vindicta will all be there in DreamHack Atlanta, at least in the open bracket, looking to make their way to the main event. So yeah, it's thanks to the support of all the people watching that we're able to make that happen.
Yeah, and once again, don't forget, if you want to meet Vindicta and you are going to Atlanta, then make sure to check out his Discord because he will be organizing some meetups.
That will be happening.
Also, a quick update from the chat that it's marshmallow and chocolate melted in between Graham crackers.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Beautiful.
I've never had that. Is it good?
I've never had that. But yes, with that, thank you so much everyone for watching. Thank you so much for the support. Kuro, do you have anything you want to say before we head off for the night?
Yes, guys, send energy to my Battle.net client because if it doesn't get up, that the ladder stream is not happening. Just saying. But other than that, just make sure to follow our channel, join us on Discord, and we will see you next time.
Yes, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.